Welcome everybody to the Kingfisher 10K here at Redditch Arrow Valley Park. I did miss the start of the race by a number of seconds, but as you can see we're off to a flyer and I'm already in 6th place now. Just to give you a bit of background for this particular race, yes, it's 4 loops around Arrow Valley Park. This is the park run route for those of you who do park runs at Arrow Valley, but in reverse direction. And obviously 4 loops instead of 2 loops. But here, coming down on this hill, it's quite a sharp turn and bend and having to slow down. But I'm getting into a rhythm, getting into a pace, and this is the first 10k race. Well, actually, it's the first race since Berlin Marathon back at the end of September. Now, this was a race that was literally I booked a few days beforehand because the Great South run was cancelled a week before, and that was a 10-mile race that I was aiming for. So I had some fitness level, whatever you want to call it, in my legs, so I thought let's give this 10k a go because it's local-ish to me from Worcester and I'm sort of holding my own. But most of this race, as you see here, you see my shadow there to the right, I'm running all alone. So whilst I can see people in the distance, it is literally a 10k time trial for me. I'm not running with anyone. As the race progresses, you'll see people coming up to me and I'll be passing people as well as I lap them. But it's quite a lovely route. You can see it's a nice sunny day and getting into what I call my rhythm. Now again, given for those of you who haven't watched me regularly, I do run on feel, so I'm going to show you the splits as we go along so you can see as each kilometre goes, but I'm not looking at my watch when it bleeps each kilometre. That's not what I do. Now I'm coming up here to the lead bike, so I don't know why he's not at the front of the race, but or whether there's 2 of them, and this is just one of the other bikes, and as you can see I'm passing him here, but I'm getting into my rhythm, feeling comfortable. The thing with this, and thank you for the applause there, young man, and the thing is, for me, not having done any 10k training, this is literally off the back of the fitness, and having done a recovery month from Berlin, I've not got any speed training. I should have some endurance fitness, but this is part of a 10k series training where I'm looking to aim for a 10k at the Telford 10k, but also I have a 10-mile race at the end of the year, that's my main A race. So Telford 10k will be another time trial, but it's part of my 10-mile 10 training. But I thought 10-mile 10k training anyway. I'm getting into the rhythm here. Now the loop, whilst I say it's 4 loops, this particular loop that we're doing here is an extra distance to make it up to 10k, because the 4 loops around Arrow Valley on their own is not 10 kilometres. Now here's a guy passing me. Wow, I mean, super young, super fit, and yeah, what can I do to keep up with him? And they're all in their particular pace, and the 26.2 is a bit of a giveaway. Marathon runner, considerably younger than me, and you'll see as the race progresses, and in terms of the position I finished, whilst a number of people finished ahead of me, I think the oldest person who finished ahead of me was in their 40s. So there you see the first kilometre split at 3:52. Now I'm comfortably within a sub 40 pace here, and it's always wonderful to run a 10k and aim for under 40, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm just running at what I would call my full effort pace and keeping it comfortably uncomfortable, however people may want to call it, but I'm just going along, keeping things ticking over, and I'm feeling good, not so good, but I'm trying to keep this guy in sight, but I can tell he's going way much quicker my pace. So let's see how we progress as we coming up to what I call Heartbreak Hill. as I mentioned earlier, Heartbreak Hill. This hill, little did I know at the time of doing this race that I would have to do this loop 4 times, because when I looked online, the route shown online, it was different loops, and I think this one was down to be done just twice. That was my understanding, but anyway, I knew I had to do it at least once or twice, and this is where it was sorting out the men from the boys. So whilst I've clocked up some good kilometerage and good speed, I'm now slowing down here on kilometre 3, I think this is, or kilometre 2, apologies, yes, as we monitor our times here. Looking through, it's one of those slow, steady climbs which seems to just go on forever, especially when your legs are feeling it. So having done the first 2 kilometres at a particular pace, I am beginning to slow down here, and you'll see here the time coming up, kilometre 2 in 3:58. So I've slowed down a little on the previous kilometre of 3:52, but nothing to worry about. Again, as I mentioned, I'm not looking at my time or anything, but we're getting into a good stride. I'm feeling good. Still the first lap, but let's progress and see how we get on. As you see here, a shadow has appeared, as well as my shadow. There's another shadow. Yes, a runner is beginning to catch me up, and this was getting a bit of what you might call cat and mouse. Now you would have thought that if the guy is going quicker than me, he would overtake me, but for some reason he stayed behind me for quite a while. Now I don't think I was speeding up in any way. Here I am passing a walker. Well, I think it's a walker as opposed to someone in the actual race, but I'm continuing here, and whilst there's no shadow, the guy is still on my tail here, probably using me for pacing purposes or biding his time to overtake. But this goes on for quite a few hundred meters, shall we say, and we're coming into the turn. So we're coming up to the first lap completion. We've got some other runners and walkers who are not in the race, and here the shadow has reappeared. So we're going in the direction, and the guy is now beginning to pick up his pace to overtake me. So I'm thinking, come on mate, get on with it, will you just get past me and let's get on with this race? But no, he's still behind me. So come on, show us what you're made of. Come on, you need to overtake. So here it's still relatively empty. First lap coming up to complete, and still feeling good, feeling strong. So I'm just running my own race, so to speak, and see what goes on as we progress. And he's finally decided to overtake me, and off he goes. So well done. Here's the aid stations. Great jobs from the volunteers here giving out the waters. For me personally, 10k, I don't need any water. I'm just running a race. In fact, as the race progresses, I felt like going for the loo. So if I took on some water, I'd probably pee myself during the actual race. Anyway, let's continue with the race, because I do have a cheer squad here. You can't express how much I feel so good when people are shouting out your name. Come on, Donato. Yes, we're coming to that another downhill section again, sharp turn, but a big shout out and a thank you to the family out there cheering my name, cheering us on. It was a great uplift. We're now coming up to the 3rd kilometre completion in a time of 3:53. So the sub 40 is absolutely on based on this time, but those of us who are experienced in terms of we know how to run and know how we feel, unless I'm running even paced, it's going to be a bit of an ask to keep it under 40 minutes. But we go on. Whilst I see that guy pulling away from me, I'm still running my own race, my own time trial, to see what I can do as I progress. But yes, I'm still buzzing. Every time we pass the cheer squad shouting out my name, it was a great uplift. So thank you so much to the family out there cheering me on and seeing me through. So the shadow is appearing. Let's continue with the race. whilst this is only the second loop of the particular race, this bright sunshine that I was getting in my face was getting a bit annoying really. Whilst I had a visor to keep it off, it was just below my visor point and having to dip my head. Now, coming along here, as I mentioned, coming back up to Heartbreak Hill, I've now completed 4 kilometres and the 4th kilometre was at a 4:05 pace. Now, as you saw me there stumbling, thinking I had to do a different loop, but it wasn't. Yeah, so you'll see a bit of a repetition on this particular race where I thought I had to turn off at certain places. But hey, dog walker, whoa, let that dog just roam around. And yes, I know. Let's not talk about people controlling their dogs. But I'm back on Heartbreak Hill and I'm feeling really hard going this now. Whilst it's only the second loop, I thought I had just one more of this particular hill, but actually it was another 2 on top of this, but I'm still climbing up. It's that steady climb and the speed is beginning to disappear now on this lap, but I still keep going, still keep pushing, and let's keep progressing and see how we get on at the halfway point. As you can see, we're now coming up to the closure of lap number 2 and another shadow has appeared with me. Yes, another runner is about to overtake me and I'm slipping into 8th place now. So having been in 6th place almost all the way round on the first loop, I'm now slipping into 8th place, having had 2 runners overtake me. It's quite congested, but we're coming up to another kilometre marker. What time have I completed this in? So I've done the 5th kilometre in 4 minutes and 5 seconds. So the first 5k is a sub 20, which I'm absolutely chuffed about. But as I said earlier, I'm not looking at my watch, I'm not looking at the time, so I have no idea what time I have completed here. But here are the wonderful volunteers again with the arms reaching out with their glasses of water, which I don't take on because if I did I would have absolutely peed myself during this race. But anyway, is that too much detail? We're coming up now to actually completing the 2 loops, overtaking and lapping other runners. But here we come to the cheer squad again. So yes, 2 laps complete, 2 to go.
Well done. That was, yeah.
We are now progressing nicely on our second lap, back running into the sun, but coming up to the 6 kilometre marker in a time of 4 minutes and 11 seconds. So I'm beginning to slow down and I haven't even got to Heartbreak Hill yet for the second time. But it's great to be running in this and passing some other runners. I did see a lot, as you may have seen there, with backpacks. I don't really know what that's about because some of them it wasn't hydration packs, it just seemed to be like some kind of backpack. Is that a thing? Leave it in the comments below if it is a particular thing. But yeah, running into the sun, I didn't really enjoy this part, but keeping my head down, trying to focus on the actual race itself. and pushing through. Knowing it's only a temporary part of the race, but whilst it's a great view and sunshine, the bright sun was getting me in the eyes there, and I'm thinking, oh, do I really want to be doing this? And passing some park walkers there, enjoying their walk. Then this man here, oh, watch it now, yep, out of the way, yeah, I'm running through, well done there, young man, keeping outside. And here we have two people I've passed, both with those backpacks on, so it must be some kind of thing. Am I missing out on some kind of fashion trend to be running with these? It didn't look like hydration vests to me. I did see one or two hydration vests, and I do appreciate that everybody is different, but I'm coming again to this junction, and at some point, as I said, in my brain I'm thinking I should be turning left right here, but anyway, I'm coming up to a guy, full overhead ear headphones, thinking he can't hear me coming. I'm shouting out the way, and he did move. Another hydration pack, and we're now back onto Heartbreak Hill, and as I see another guy in front of me with another hydration pack, so I'm guessing it must be a thing. But anyway, let's crack on with the race. As I continue to lap other runners, I've now passed Heartbreak Hill for the third time, and I'm coming up to kilometre number 7 in a time of 4:16, my slowest kilometre by a long shot. Do I slow down as the race progresses? Well, you're going to have to watch all the way through and see if I do slow down, or do I pick the pace up? As I'm now approaching the completion of my third lap, this is the most congested area as I'm lapping other runners and also coming across members of the public who are just walking in all sorts of directions and doing their own thing, as members of the public do. And I'm passing the runners here, and we're coming up to the aid station, and once again the volunteers are doing a great job with arms out. I am weaving my way through here as the runners are all in different positions, but that's cool, you know, no panic, no stressing. Volunteers out holding the water, but again, no water for me because I'm totally fine. Right now I am absolutely bursting for a pee, but hey, too much details. I'm coming up to kilometre number 8 in what time? Well, let's see, is it coming up? Here we are, coming up right now as we're about to approach the completion of 3 laps complete and 1 lap to go, and listen out for the cheer squad. What a great job from the cheer squad. As I passed a guy, was that a kilt he was wearing? I don't know. Maybe it was his coat wrapped around his waist. But coming up to this sharp turn again, having to control my speed so I don't fall over. But what's this cyclist doing on the left? Hello, what are you doing? Come on, mate, this is a race here. No cycling. Come on, get out of the way. Oh, do love those shorts, young lady. Great. So still lapping other runners, and yeah, that cyclist, what was he doing on this particular race? But hey, kids will be kids. I'm now passing other people, but as we approach on this run, I know I've got 1 lap to go, but you still can't put the gas down because 1 lap, that's a couple of kilometres. I can't push that particular hard, but all I'm focusing on is holding my pace, keeping it going. But as you may hear now, there are some footsteps. There is a guy beginning to approach, and yes, he's passed me. Kenilworth runner. So anyone with a running vest like that is a serious runner, and as you can see, he's got compression socks on as well, so he's really gunning for it now with the last few kilometres to go. I did try to hold on to him for a particular part of the race, and as you can see, I'm holding on, sort of, ish, maybe, but who knows. let's just keep it going. I've now passed 8 kilometers in a time of 4:06, so I'm now actually speeding up from finishing that previous kilometer in 4:16. I've now picked it up to 4:06. So can I keep this up? Can I pick the pace up even more? Having runners like this coming alongside me, it does motivate me to try and keep up. But this guy looked, as you can see, his running form is absolutely beautiful. He's just flowing, absolutely flowing, unlike myself, who's absolutely gassing. Yes, but hey, that's running for you. So I'm even catching up with him, but I think he sort of felt a bit sorry for me, so he slowed down a bit to let me catch up and see if you want to come along. But hey, we can only do so much. But I know it's the final lap. I'm passing some more people with these backpacks. What is it? Although I think that one was a foam bra just then. But what is it with these backpacks? Can someone explain to me in the comments below what this backpack thing is about? Yes, it didn't look like hydration vests, but as I'm running along here trying to keep up with this guy, there's another runner behind me coming up, and I'm hearing these footsteps. So clearly these two were racing each other, and I'm caught in the middle of a tete-a-tete between these two while still lapping other runners. And there are people running the other way. What is it with these people who want to just turn up to a park and run? Come on now, join in with the race, will you? But anyway, and these walkers, come on now guys, let's move it. So there is another runner on my tail. You may not be able to hear him, but he is right there because he wants to catch up with this Kenilworth runner. These two are racing each other for the finish line because there's about 1.5 kilometers to go. So we're holding our breath. Well, I'm not literally holding my breath. You might be holding your breath waiting for the result of this. So right now I'm in 10th place with this guy overtaking me. So can I retain top 10? Because there's a guy right here on my tail. You might see him suddenly appear, but I can hear his footsteps. So I'm trying to keep up with this Kenilworth runner with the compression socks and looking super smooth and slick as he glided past me. But I'm continuing my pace because now this is a race. I'm not running my race, I'm racing this now, and I'm trying to hang on to this guy's tail because he is absolutely flying like no other, and also lapping other runners. And there he goes, there's that guy. Oh man, I'm now being knocked into 11th place, so I'm out of top 10. There's another backpack. Yes, please do tell me what these backpacks are. But these two guys were racing each other, so he's gunning it now to try and catch up with the Kenilworth runner, and I'm sort of left eating dust as these guys are really putting the pedal to the metal, hammer down and all that jazz, coming up to the junction. And once again, I really did think, come on, surely I should be going left here. Surely, come on. No, because the other guys, I thought, are they taking the wrong route? No, they're going the right way. So I'm losing time here, arguing with the marshals when really I should be just getting on with the race. But we're coming up to Heartbreak Hill for the 4th and final time. Let's see if I can keep up with these guys because I am absolutely gassing now, pushing it. Oh, pedestrian coming the other way. I'm lapping these people like a hot knife through butter and pushing up the hill. But you can see the guy in front, even he's struggling to get up this hill, but I'm giving it some, trying to push. I'm now absolute toast, but I know I'm coming up to the 9th kilometre in a time of 4:11, so faster than the previous Heartbreak Hill time of 4:16. So whilst it's slowed down a little from that, I know that there's 1k to go. Well, whilst I'm not looking at my watch, I know I'm on my final lap, so I'm absolutely pushing it now for the finish line. So let's chase it down. Approaching now the aid station for the last time, the home straight, although there's a few turns here, so it's not absolutely straight. But yes, I know the finish line is in sight, literally hundreds of meters away over to the right there. So I'm coming up to a very sharp right technical turn, and I'm now going to put the gas down, hammer down, not quite right now, but here it goes, turbo on. Yes, afterburner on. I am absolutely gunning. Yes, another right turn coming up, and you can see the finishing line, finish straight. I absolutely give it my all here, running at around a 2:50 per kilometre pace at the end of a 10k, a month after a marathon for a 63-year-old is nothing short of remarkable, completing the last kilometre in a time of 3:55 with official chip time for the whole 10k of 30 minutes and 39 seconds. Absolutely over the moon.
You've done amazing. Fantastic. Well done you. You feeling alright?
Yeah.
As I got my breath back, I turned round to see an Eliud Kipchoge style pacing team for Andy Maguire. It's on Andy, yes. He'd finished in an epic time of under 41 minutes, congratulating his pacing team. And over to the right there is Ian. Yes, he slipped in just behind Andy Maguire, another V60 veteran, and we had a chat later. Obviously, being very polite there, not congratulating him, but hey, Andy, what an amazing achievement, eh?
Well done. Superb, mate. Well done. Cheers, mate.
So this is the point now where I'm absolutely bursting for a pee. In fact, I had peed my pants, but hey, nobody was looking, so nobody knew that I'd peed my pants. But I'm now running to the toilet because I can feel myself about to explode. I couldn't really pee into the field back there. I get a medal. Thank you for the medal there, chaps. I get my banana, I get my bottle of water. I am running to that loo. I need the loo, and even though the fan squad are saying, am I going to McDonald's? I need to jump into that loo.
I don't go in there. Oh yeah.
Oh, and what a relief that was. Finally, I could let it all out. What a relief. Thank you all so much for watching all the way to the very end, warts and all. So that's me done for this 10k. See you all soon.
Oh boy. The old bladder full of water, eh? Whew. Ah.